When I saw the trailer for this, I was pretty excited. It was like a bad 80s movie, but done today. With a cast of James Franco, Suki Waterhouse, Liu, Milla Jovovich, Snoop Dogg, Method Man, and the great Carmen Argenziano. He played Sam's dad and Atoka in Stargate. Who doesn't know that? This is also directed by James Franco and one other guy I'd never heard of. So let's review Future World. Not to be confused with the Michael Crichton sequel to Westworld. So like many movies before, the world has been destroyed by war. It evolved so far that they actually built androids to fight the war for them. Now there's only one android left, Suki Waterhouse's character Ash, and her fantastic accent. Franco and his motorcycle gang break into a secure warehouse that's housing a nude Suki Waterhouse. Now, it doesn't really make sense why she's standing in the middle of a warehouse naked, especially if you're trying to hide her and protect her. I'd dress her, throw in a corner, and pretend like she's sleeping or dead or something. That would make more sense, but I get it. Nudity in your film. I did enjoy Franco always calling her his bride. He speaks into this little control box that sometimes works, but really stops working later on. Franco's called Warlord, and he leads this biker army throughout the desert. I really do enjoy that they don't run out of booze. It's like this dystopian future that doesn't run out of booze.
Wake up.
Who are you?
I've been looking for you for a long time.
Next, we jump to a society that's doing pretty well. They've got farming, they've got tree shade, they've got a lake. And their leader, Lucy Liu, who's called Queen, which is a little presumptuous, is dying. And her son, Prince, wants to go to Paradise, which is a place that has the cure, but he's warned it's dangerous. Also, his conversation with this guy is really bad. Like, the acting and everything is very noticeably bad. So Prince and a couple of his friends head out on their bikes, and there clearly isn't a fuel shortage either. They head to Snoop Dogg's whorehouse, where he plays Lovelord. A couple of members of the biker gang pick on these kids until one of the kids shoot them. This is a big deal because they don't have a lot of functional guns anymore and bullets are hard to come by. Franco gets his bride to seduce the boy, steal the gun, kill his red shirt friends, and it works. Hell, she's seducing me with these camera shots. So Franco interrogates the boy, wanting to know where he's from. Dude, it's like a couple days ride. How could you not have accidentally stumbled upon this? Suki takes pity on the character and they escape together. She gets wounded and for some reason he becomes attached to her, probably through the terrible dialogue they shared.
Why did you save me?
Maybe I'm malfunctioning. I've never had this feeling before. It was at that moment I became aware of exactly how different I was.
So Prince drags her through the desert till he gets to Paradise. Just to be clear, he probably shouldn't have been able to escape the biker gang. Also, he doesn't know where Paradise is, but whatever, we're here. Introduce Milla Jovovich's character, playing Drug Lord. Such clever names. She's pretty sporadic and introduces him to crack and heroin like any good friend. People randomly dance and have a rave party. There must be no shortage of resources to stay this high. Later, he's forced to fight to the death if he wants the cure, and he shouldn't have been able to win that fight if it wasn't for the fact that his opponent was pandering to the crowd and really ignoring him once the machete was introduced. Also, blood splatter all over the dried out pool was a nice touch. A repair monkey fixes Suki and falls in lesbian love with her. Then Prince gets his cure and he leaves, but he comes back just in time for Franco's men running around killing these junkies who outnumber his biker gang and were well armed and organized, but now don't seem to have any of those weapons or getting picked off pretty easily. There's not a lot of logic to it. The intensity picks up when you're following Franco going around room to room killing people, and Milla double needles herself to the neck because drugs before a fight is a good idea. And he actually shoots her, she looks at it, and then looks back up at him and starts laughing before she attacks him again. It was a really great scene. The movie wraps up pretty basic with Suki, Prince, and lesbian fixer monkey escaping and being chased through the desert before they stop, and she fights Franco and kills him. Then she drops Prince off at home and heads out in search for more of her kind. It's a bit disappointing.
Welcome to Paradise.
This isn't Paradise.
You can see the parts of the movie where the acting took over and it was quite entertaining, but then there were parts where it dragged and it didn't really overcome that for me. I hate to throw it on the boy, but he felt a bit young in that role of being interested in Suki. It was kind of like an Anakin Skywalker situation. I thought Milla, Franco, and Suki were great in this, but the script wasn't that strong. The weak dialogue kind of made it become a chore to finish it. Maybe if they'd made this in the 80s, it would have been more forgivable. I know I've watched 80s movies that were far more boring than this and forgiven them. It's just, it shouldn't be boring nowadays.
Good girl.
I think it's because the relationships didn't have any build up or payoff. I found myself more interested in the villains who were underdeveloped, but they were just outperforming everybody else. So I'm not saying skip this movie, but don't expect to love it. Maybe certain parts, but overall it's a bit disappointing. These kind of movies are my jam, so I was really excited to see it, so it's never fun when they don't reach their true potential. Well, as always, thanks for watching.